Good evening, Mrs. Peru.
Evening, Professor.
Mrs. Peru, do you realize you have the facial characteristics of a cornet virtuoso?
I'm not sure I follow you completely, Professor.
Well, if your son has that same firm jaw and those splendid cheekbones, well, by George, he could... Well, not that he could be really great, you understand.
Oh, is that so? And in the name of St. Bridget, why not?
Well, all the really great cornet players were Irish. Oh, Clark, oh, Mendez, oh, Klein.
But, Professor, we are Irish.
No, really? Well, sign here, Mrs. Peru. Your son was born to play the cornet. Thank you. And that'll be $7 earnest money. Nothing more due until the first practice. Thank you. And of course, I'll need the boy's measurements for his uniform.
His uniform?
Oh, hello, son. Why, of course, his uniform. And there won't be a penny due until delivery, which gives him 4 weeks to enjoy, to anticipate, to imagine at no cost whatsoever. Never allow the demands of tomorrow to interfere with the pleasures and excitement of today.
Would it have
A stripe? Why, certainly, my boy. A big red one right down the side. What do you think of that?
You have to forgive Winthrop, Professor. We can't get him to say 3 words a day, not even to us. And if you could get him to play in the band, oh, you have St. Michael's own way with you. But if anybody can do it, I bet you can. Out of a crowd, I'd pick you for a hod-carrying, clay-pipe-smoking, shamrock-wearing, harp-playing, mavering-pinching, tatters-home-minstrel singing Irishman. Be gobbin' be jabbers, where you from, me boy?
Gary, Indiana.
I knew it! Where'd you say?
Gary, Indiana. In fact, Gary Conservatory was my alma mater.
Where's she now?
That's right. Gold medal class of 05. How to do, Miss Peru?
How to do, Mr. Hill?
Of course. Peru. I knew the name sounded familiar. You're not trying to
He wants to put Winthrop in the band.
We are not interested, Mama.
But, Marion, the boy might have his father's musical gift. He does have my jaw, you know.
Your husband's musical. Well, I'd like to have a talk with him. I'm sure
Do you burst in on everyone's home like this, prying into personal affairs? We are not interested.
Marion!
Well, that's 1 for and 1 against. Why not let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead. Anything else?
Oh, I'm sorry. But that's even no more reason why your brother should have something like...
My brother is a 10-year-old problem child who can't understand why his father was taken away. Would you care to explain it to him? As to your musical tricks, why don't you go into business with some nice carnival man who sells gold-painted watches and glass diamond rings?
Musical tricks? Why, Miss Marion, You know, I think she likes the idea. Oh, a little cautious, perhaps. But I admire that in a woman. You just keep me alive, and I'll be back at the end of the week.
Professor, about the boy's measurements. I make all his clothes. Sleeve 17, waist 21, crouch 14.
Fine. That's all I need. Now, I really must get back to my hotel room.
Professor, you have to forgive Marion. She's
Oh,
not
please.
really...
Don't worry about a thing. I'm sure that deep at heart, she's as lovely as yourself. Good day to you, Widow Peru.
He's talking into...
Has he gone?
He has. Darling, don't you ever think about your future? Gary, Indiana, conservation class of 05. Now, darling.
Now, Mama, surely a girl's future doesn't depend on encouraging every fast-talking, self-centered, woman-chasing traveling man who comes to town. And the fact that he claims his commodity is music does not, in this particular case, impress me.
All right, darling, all right. Only it's a well-known principle that if you keep the steel in one drawer and the flint in another, you'll never spark much of a fire.
Mama! Winthrop, I know you're there. Please go to the library and ask Miss Grubb to give you the book I set aside. It's the Indiana State Educational Journal, 1890 to 1910. It's a large brown volume with black corners.
Do I have to?
You won't have to talk to anyone. I've written it all down. Thank you, dear.
Now what are you up to? What do you need books for at this hour of the night?
I have a feeling the Indiana Journal may help me poke some large holes in the professor's claims.
I give up. At your time in life, what do you expect? What kind of white knight do you expect to come riding along?
Well, I'm not waiting for Luther Greiner, who backs me into the ancient history shelf every time he comes into the library.
He does.
Or Ed Gamage and that buggy of his with the removable back seat. But I'm not waiting for a knight in shining armor either. My white knight, not a Lancelot, nor an angel with wings, just someone to love me, who is not ashamed of a few nice things. My white knight, what my heart would say if it only knew how. Please, dear Venus, show me now. All I want is a plain man. All I want is a modest man, a quiet man, a gentleman, a straightforward and honest man to sit with me in a cottage somewhere in the state of Iowa, and I would like him to be more interested in me than he is in himself, and more interested in us than in me. And if occasionally he'd ponder what makes Shakespeare and Beethoven great, him I could love till I die. Him I could love till I die. My white knight, not a Lancelot, nor an angel with wings, just someone to love me, who is not ashamed of a few nice things. My white knight, let me walk with him where the others ride by. Walk and love him till I die. Till I die.
Tommy, Papa's right over there. He got.
All right, then meet me after supper.
I can't. It's Epworth League night. Meet you where?
The footbridge?
Isn't that just what you said? Last time the lumberyard, now the footbridge, and where will you meet me after that? In the Black Hole of Calcutta? He got.
I only want to show you my invention.
What invention?
My music holder for a marching piccolo player. Still has a couple of minor flaws. You see, when you hold it tight enough to keep the music steady, you cut off the circulation to your fingers. Meanwhile, you could go blind, but it's...
Is that the very first thing I said or not?
Yes, George.
Yes, the very first thing I said, or I'll eat hay with the horse. Get that spellbinder's credentials, I said. Morning of July 4th, 1912. And now look, my wife is out off dancing at any and all hours instead of tending to the home.
But, George!
The school board is singing up the street and down the alley instead of tending to city affairs. My oldest girl is out boodling around with some wild kid, and my business has fallen off so far I can't even find the balance sheet.
Mayor Shin, I found something very interesting in this book about Professor Hill's alma mater.
His who?
His university.
Oh, yes. I know all about that. It's the only thing I could ever get out of him. Gary Conservatory, class of '05.
If you'll just take time to read about the conservatory, I don't think you'll have to look any farther.
The Wells Fargo wagon's just come up from the depot.
The Wells Fargo wagon?
A likely story at this hour of day? Nonsense. The Wells Fargo wagon.
It could be the band instruments.
The band instruments!
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street. Oh, please let it be for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street. I wish I knew what it could be. I got a box of maple sugar for my birthday.
And Martha got a great basket on.
And yes, I got some great beer from town.
Martha reported the events of it across the
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street. A prepaid surprise or COD. Yes, it could be. Yes, you're right. It surely could be. Something very, very special now. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street. Oh, don't let it pass my door. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming down the street. I wish I knew what he was coming for.
The DAR has set the cannon for the courthouse square.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is a coming now. I don't know how, I can never wait to see. It could be something for someone who's with no relation, but it could be something special just for me.
Oh, you Wells Fargo wagon, keep it coming. Oh, you Wells Fargo wagon, keep it coming. Oh, you Wells Fargo wagon, don't you dare to make us stop until you stop for me.
Hey, Winthrop.
I couldn't. Gee, thanks, Professor.
Folks, you will each receive individual instruction in due course. In the meantime, stay off the streets, get acquainted with your instruments, and think about the minuet in G. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da.
Sister, isn't this the most scrumptious solid thing of gold that you ever saw? I never thought I'd see anything so scrumptious as a scrumptious solid gold thing. Oh, sister!
Round one to you, Mr. Hill. But I better hear some by God tooting out of them horns in pretty short order, or I'll see you in front of the county seat, right in front of the grand jury. Now, Miss Marion, about that book.
Come along, George. Tempest Fugits.
Oh, watch your phraseology. Get along if you want to. I gotta get something from the librarian. Miss Marion?
The ladies' dance committee meets Tuesday night at the high school.
Now turn and take the body with you. Lovely. Now let's have a go at our Grecian urns. 1 Grecian urn. 2 Grecian urns. And a fountain. I predict that our Del Sarte display will be the highlight of the ice cream sociable. Now, gentlemen, if you're ready, and ladies, don't make me tell you this again. Always keep your face towards the audience. Mr. Dunlap, if you're ready.
It's you in the sunrise.
It's you in my cup. It's you all the way into town.
it's your sweet hello, dear, that sets me up. And it's your got to go, dear, that gets me down. It's you on my pillow in all of my dreams, till once more the morning breaks through. What words could be saner or truer or plainer than it's you? It's you.
Smile, girls, smile.
Yes, it's you. Oh, yes, it's
you. Please, kid, please. Mrs. Shin will have my head.
But Mr. Washburn, we're entitled to 5 more minutes.
If you think you keep holding these kids back, go ahead.
Start her up, Mr. Washburn. Where do you see the new dance moves Professor Hill taught us?
All right, what'll it be?
The shapoopy.
The shapoopy! Now, a woman will kiss on the very first date is usually a hussy. And a woman who'll kiss the second time out is anything but fussy. But a woman who'll wait till the third time around, head in the clouds, feet on the ground. She's the girl he's glad he's found. She's his shapoopy. Shapoopy, shapoopy, shapoopy.
The girl who's hard to get.
Shapoopy, shapoopy, shapoopy.
But you can win her yet.
Walk her once just to raise the curtain, then you walk around twice and you make for certain. Once more in flower garden, she'll never get sore if you beg a pardon.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, si, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do.
Squeeze her once when she isn't looking. If you get a squeeze back, that's fancy cooking. Once more for a pepper upper, she'll never get sore on the way to supper.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, si, do.
Now look at her, as anyone could see. Look at her now, she's a girl who only goes for me. Squeeze her once when she isn't looking. If you get a squeeze back, that's fancy cooking. Once more for a pepper upper, she'll never get sore on the way to supper.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, si, do.
Shapoopy, shapoopy, shapoopy.
The girl who's hard to get.
Shapoopy, shapoopy, shapoopy.
But you can win her yet.